Danger! Danger, Will Robinson!
You are a man, I am a machine. Other than that slight difference, we have a great deal in common. This project is extremely dangerous.
Alright, well, welcome to the Sloppy Modeler. Just finished a 2001 A Space Odyssey moon bus. And picked this up at my... actually, this one came in via Amazon. I did pick up a couple of new kits at my local hobby shop here this week. But the next one I'm going to work on is the Lost in Space, the Chariot, and from the classic TV series. And just for a quick example, I don't know if this has a 1/24 scale on it. So the moon bus, and I've got the box here, the kit box, you know, it's probably 2/3 the size of the Chariot, and I've not opened this up yet, but let's go ahead and open it up and see what lies in store for us inside. And I haven't seen too many builds of this online. There's a couple, but I haven't seen too many. So I just wanted to see what this has in it. The box itself on the outside is really nice set of images. Nothing on the bottom, and it looks like it is molded in gray with probably some clear parts. Actually, there should be a boatload of clear parts in here. So let's go first to the instruction set. And wow, talk about a nice 4-color glossy image here on the instruction set. It's 1965 is when the success of Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, Irwin Allen. So this is an Irwin Allen production or construction process. And so some of the things here, I think that the luggage does not come with this kit. And this was based off of, I think, like a snowcat, like a 1950s or 60s snowcat I've seen online for some of the things. So a nice little story about the Lost in Space program. These directions are really nice, super glossy, and definitely a lot of instructions here. Lots and lots and lots of parts now that I see it. So putting all the seats together, 6 on the inside, a lot of tiny parts. Here's some, the front end's got a couple of glass that I'm going to substitute out for, for LED lights. The snowcats, putting all of that together. This is a lot more parts than what I anticipated, but it still should be a lot of fun. You do get a 1/24 scale robot, Robbie the Robot, to go with it. Everything from his rolling feet to the torso to looks like the glass piece that went with it. Not only do you get the seats here and the luggage compartments on the inside, here is that large piece of canopy glass, and then looks like a dome piece of glass. And then all of these little parts here are going to be a pretty good challenge, I think, to put this together. So the running gear is where you start, and then moving into the bottom of the body. You know, just they've done a nice job with all the details and putting all this together. Here's like the interior curtains that are used inside there. Those are one piece, and those will have to be painted. You do get a couple of space guns, it looks like here, that go into it. So from the Chariot interior. Nice instructions on the robot itself on putting that robot together. I'm not sure how tall that's going to be. 1/24 scale. It might be like maybe 2 inches tall. So pretty small. And then the top of the body here with this. So I think that masking this off and painting this inner framework, unless it's got an inner framework that fits on top of the glass, is going to be a challenge. Hopefully there's an inner framework and then the glass in there versus the tape challenge that's going to be. And then the same thing here. So you've got frames inside the doors, and same thing. So I'm not sure how that's going to come together. Turning it over, the exterior details are shown here. And you know, so you've got a couple of 4 lights in the front with lenses, and that I'm definitely going to use LEDs for those. And actually 2 lenses up at the top, the rear view mirror, and the clear dome, and I'm not sure what some of the rest of these details are. In the back, 2 more lights here. Now the problem that I'm seeing with these lights, it looks like they're just connected with via just maybe a single point of contact, like a single round piece of styrene. So that might be a bit of a challenge to light those up. Coloring here: aluminum, bright silver, metallic gray, anthracite gray, metallic, red, yellow, blue, gunmetal green, gloss aluminum, international orange, gloss white, wood. I'm not sure what color wood is, whether that's gray or brown or tan or whatever it is. Dark gray, gloss black, flat black, steel, and transparent red. So they do give you the tester's colors, the tester model enamels, and the tester metallizers. So all those are put in place. And then a little bit other kits: Robbie the Robot itself, B9, the Space Pod, and the Derelict. So that is the instruction set for the Chariot from Lost in Space. To go to the styrene here, and see if we can't get some of these opened up. So right out of the gate, there's some of the parts for the robot himself, and a couple more parts for the robot. So that's getting the robot up and running, and it's actually pretty decent size. There's the base. So this robot, when you're all said and done, actually may be closer to 4.5 inches tall, and some other interior parts here now. So it looks like the interior of the sides. Here's your large radar dome, large sensor dome that they're going to call it, or just sensor panel, and some additional pieces there. On the inside, so this does look like, here's your luggage rack. Now this has a pretty significant, hugely significant warp to it, just looking through that. So I'm not sure if you can see how warped that is, but it's definitely got a twist to it that's going to cause a bit of a problem for it. So we'll see how we can work through that. And then these are the interior. Here's the side panel, maybe even the cockpit panel, and then just some really, this is really light on detail. I mean, here's a few buttons here. The cockpit is just a few buttons with 9 gauges. And then on the sides, interior sides, that's your rollers at that point. And looks like here's one of the pieces for on top in that luggage rack. Yeah, I think that's going to fit in there, something like that. Next, set of sprues. And these are the seats. So I think, again, there are 6 seats that go into it. So you've got the seats, and it looks like the backrest and the bottom rest for the seats. Maybe some seat belts here that are going to go with that. So you've got 2 identical sprues for the seats as that comes together. Again, a lot of teeny tiny little parts, so that's going to be kind of a challenge. Here it looks like are your headlights. More headlights here. And again, as I thought, that's going to be a tough challenge. They're not clear. They're literally, as you can see here on these, they are just styrene that molded into that part. So maybe I don't like this at all. Maybe I just do this as a static kit and be done with it. And now that I see this, I think that might just be my best bet. So again, some of the drive mechanisms that are in here. Here are your guns, and those are actually really nice detail for the space guns, with the space flange at the end, for your directed energy weapon, if you will. Here's some of your driveline kits. Here are your curtains that go into that. Larger curtains for the interior, curtains for the windows, and another identical sprue, again, driveline and so forth for both sides. Couple of loose parts on the sprue. That's never good to see, but that's what we've got there. Yeah, so here is, I'm not going to take this out of the bag, but as I suspected, here is the top canopy, and it looks like this is going to be a tape exercise to get those lines painted the right color, unless there's a canopy on the inside, which there is not. So here's the bottom of the chassis, and then here are the rounded edges at the front and back, and then the base piece there. So it does have the Moebius made in China trademark of Space Production. So that, I'm not going to open up either one of those as it comes together. Looks like some really nice rubber tracks here that will go on, along with some rubber wheels in the interior. That's really some nice work there. That rubber is actually fantastic. And then along with that, you get 6 axle pieces here with 1 screw, maybe looks like to hold, or 2 screws to hold all of that together. So that's going to go on to the axle piece. And then finally, here is some larger interior door windows. Here is your glass for the front, and then the top dome and some other glass pieces. So from that, it looks like a really nice kit. Moebius, I'm a huge fan of the work that they do, of how they put their kits together, and I've had a lot of fun doing some Moebius kits. But as I said with this one, I don't think I'm going to light it. I think I'm just going to produce it, paint it, and I think, again, the big challenge I'm going to run into, as I mentioned, was painting that canopy, because that is one big giant canopy. So I'm going to spend some time on YouTube and learning how to tape a canopy and paint it and mask it correctly so that it turns out as nice as it does, or as nice as I can do it. And so finally, one more look at the box. So as I said, taping off this canopy with the gray, looks like the steel framework is going to be a challenge. I do like the orange ladders, but again, those are all tiny little small pieces. These orange front pieces are in there. Here's that centerpiece that goes to the back. The wheels are on the drive unit, and for the Moebius unit, you know, I think this is going to be okay in the long run. So we will go from there. So for now, this is a sloppy modeler signing off. Thank you. So that is the next project we're going to be working on, which is the Lost in Space Chariot. And this is from the Fantasy Worlds of Irwin Allen. So I think this is going to be a pretty fun kit to put together. I'm looking forward to doing the tank tracks. I think that'll look pretty nice. And like it says here, this is kit number 902, 124 scale Moebius models, Lost in Space, the Chariot. So for now, this is what we're going to be working on over the next, probably the next 2 weeks or so. I think we'll work through that. The kit is for ages 15 and up, so it's actually pretty good size, and I think the kit itself is going to be pretty good size. And I don't think I'm going to do a diorama. I think I'm just going to put this together. I'm not even going to build a base for it, since I'm not going to put lights on it. I'm just going to go ahead and build it and paint it and get more practice on painting some of that stuff. I see here now that the top of this, you've got your dome, you've got your communication satellite, and then you also have, this is actually looks like a solar panel now that I see that. So we'll see if that's something interesting that comes with that. Also, I noticed that there are no decals that come with this kit, so it's all going to be just paint. There's no markings on it. And one of the things that I think is just kind of hilarious from a 60s sensibility when they put this together, that this kit, you can actually see in the photo here, there's a cooler in there, you know, looking like your 1970s plastic cooler from Coleman. But the fact that they added these windows with curtains over them to close up the interior of that strikes me as uniquely 60s and 70s, with that sensibility of privacy and you know, being able to delicately close it up, almost like a throwback to the Victorian age, if you will, when it comes together. So a couple of things that I am going to be practicing on when I do this kit, and hopefully hone my skill set a little more. One is figuring out that canopy, and whether to tape that on the inside or the outside, whether to paint these on the outside and the inside, and how that would come together. And then all these small parts here and here, and the ladder going up the side of it, and there's a boatload of small little parts in here. That is a particular challenge for me, because I tend to put glue onto the different areas where you know, the glue is way out of proportion to the part that I'm affixing. So I want to practice with that a little bit to put that together. And so again, we're going to be working on the aluminum paint, and we're going to be looking at the canopy painting here as the big practice for this. And then we'll try to do something creative with that solar panel when it comes in. So for now, we really appreciate you you're taking your time to watch this, the unboxing of the Lost in Space, the Chariot. And we look forward to working through the build log as we go. I appreciate your subscriptions. Please subscribe, like, and hit that bell, because that it will keep you notified as I release the different build logs along the way on the Moebius Lost in Space Chariot. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you soon. I hope you go out and enjoy building something. Thanks.